Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series, and the question for today is, there is a quote. The quote is pre-harvest scarcity and post-harvest glut. So we have to elucidate with suitable examples and give two valid reasons behind such situation under Indian context. So the quote is pre-harvest scarcity and post-harvest glut. So we have to explain this quote and we have to give examples while explaining this quote, and we have to also give two reasons why this situation is seen in India. So this was the question, and this is the asked this and this question was asked in this year's agriculture optional paper, that is agriculture optional paper of UPSC Civil Services examination in 2025. So let's see how we can approach the answer. So before approaching, you should understand what post-harvest scarcity is and what pre-harvest scarcity is and what post-harvest glut is. So pre-harvest scarcity means shortage of agriculture produce in market before harvest. That is shortage of agriculture products before harvest. And this post-harvest glut means kind of sudden excess supply of products. Okay, excess supply of agriculture products just after harvest. This is the meaning of the words, and I hope you are able to understand the question properly now, and you have to build the answer on it. So in introduction you can mention that yes, this condition is present in India, where we see that thus there is shortage of things agriculture produce before harvest, and just after the harvest, okay, you will find a lot of kind of agricultural supply in the market, leading to a lot of wastage and other things. So on the basis of this thing, you can introduce your answer. So this is your homework. You will write a, I have made you understand the meaning, and now you have to write an introduction in 1-2 lines and comment down the video that what introduction could be proper, and we will be able to see that you are going in good direction or not, you are able to write a good introduction or not. Now let's move to the body part. So how will you approach the answer in body part? So first of all, you can explain a bit about pre-harvest scarcity. Pre-harvest scarcity, you can mention here that it refers to shortage of agriculture produce in the market just before harvest. That is shortage of agriculture produce in market before harvest. So what happens? It occurs due to various reasons. For example, the food stocks of previous season is exhausted. This can be one reason. Secondly, while the new crop has not yet reached the market. Okay, so this is the major reason. Okay, because after certain times our stocks get exhausted. Okay, and what it leads to? It leads to high prices, and it leads to distress to consumers. Okay, and you can, I think, on the basis of these 3-4 lines, you can write a good amount of paragraph on this, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, that there is shortage of food grains just before the harvest. And you can give examples here also, such as scarcity of vegetables such as onions, tomatoes can be easily seen in market. When you see the prices of onion and tomatoes kind of rise to 2x, 3x, and even 5x. Suppose the price from 30 rupees after harvest. So before harvest, after the year completes due to exhaustion, the prices rises up to 100 rupees and sometimes above 100, also 150 rupees also. So this can be mentioned, okay, as example. So this is about pre-harvest scarcity. On the basis of these things, you can write a paragraph about it. Now, the second you can mention about post-harvest glut. You can mention post-harvest glut. Post-harvest glut. So here you can mention about, it refers to sudden excess supply in market immediately after harvest. Sudden excess supply of agricultural produce Sudden excess supply of agricultural produce in market immediately after harvest. Immediately after harvest. This is what post harvest glut teach. So it leads to, it leads to decrease in prices. Okay, the prices falls, and it often sometimes decreases below the cost of production. That is very much a kind of losses to farmers. Prices fall below cost of production, and it causes huge losses to farmers sometimes. Losses to farmers. Okay, this you can mention about tomato glut. After the tomato season starts, due to tomato glut happens, and sometimes the prices even decreases to 5 rupees, 2 rupees, and this can be seen in Andhra Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. You can also mention about onion glut. In Maharashtra, especially in Nasik region, the prices of onion goes very low because there is huge production of onion in Nasik region. Similarly for paddy, wheat, these crops. So you can give example. So this was about post-harvest glut. So using these two kind of structural, these two keywords, you can structure your answer in pre-harvest scarcity and post-harvest glut. I hope you understand. Now the second part of the question is asking us about two valid reasons behind such situation in India. So what could be the valid reasons? So although we have to discuss only two in the answer, I will be discussing 3-4 here. First of all, there is lack of proper storage. Lack of infrastructure, you can mention broader point. Infrastructure, you can mention there is lack of storage. So what happens when there is lack of storage? For example, cold storage is not there. So farmer has to sell the produce very quickly. Suppose lot of farmers in 1 month, all the farmers are harvesting onions. So they have to sell all the onions quickly to avoid wastages. So kind of lack of storage is one problem. Lack of processing is one problem. The produce is not able to processed very well, and that is why farmers rush to sell produce just after the harvest. Okay, creating glut. Processing, we all know that around 10% fruits and vegetables are processed in India as compared to 65% in USA. So this is one problem, and obviously our marketing infrastructure is also very low. There is kind of very less regulation in agricultural markets. Okay, the problems of, there are huge problems and absence of buffer stocks. Okay, and perishable crops, especially buffer stocks for perishable crops, are very low, which causes scarcity. So this you can mention about seasonal nature of Indian agriculture. Seasonal nature of Indian agriculture. Obviously, Indian agriculture is very seasonal, and only few crops are grown by most of the farmers. That is why there is excess supply just after the harvest. So this you can mention. You can also mention other reasons such as kind of poor market integration. There are transport problems. There are transport issues. Transport based problems. You can mention about export restriction. You can mention about hoarders, kind of hoarding of produce. Okay, hoarding by traders. So all these things can be mentioned. There are various regions. So I have discussed around 4-5 regions here, and you can select any two and kind of explain 1-2 line about that region. So I think this was all for the answer. In conclusion part, you can mention kind of that this pre-harvest scarcity and post-harvest glut are the two sides of same coin arising due to seasonal production and weak infrastructure. So how can we strengthen them? That you should mention in kind of in conclusion also, that we need cold chains, we need proper processing, we need regulated markets, we need buffer stock management. So all these things can be mentioned in kind of conclusion, and you can also mention that these things can help both farmers and consumers. It will lead to stabilized prices and protect both farmers and consumers. Okay, that you can mention in the conclusion. So that is all for today. I hope you understand all the parts of the question. So if you like it, please press the like button, please do share, and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis, and if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.